Like so many others, I came to this country with nothing but the clothes on my back and a dream. A dream that I could come here and commit many, many crimes.
I don't think Don Lemon understands how he's coming across in his man on the street interviews. Basically, he keeps getting owned over and over and over again, but thankfully, he keeps posting them. And that's exactly what we see today with him interacting with a legal immigrant with her thoughts about illegal immigration. So before we begin, don't forget to like, share, and comment and subscribe on this video so we can break through the algorithms. Here we go.
We are for immigration, though. I mean, they have to do it legally, and they have to do it the right way. Mexico right now is doing mass deportations on all the people that stayed illegally, because that's how you manage a country. And it's not about hating people, myself as an immigrant. It's just about doing things the right way. You know?
I understand that, but we don't like people being roughed up. America doesn't do that. America's about due process. And if you're going to come to this country, of course you need to do it legally, you need to follow the things. But in America, if you're going to go and pick someone up, you have to have due process. You've got to have a warrant. You got to show them that there is a reason to do it. There is, you know what I'm saying? And so maybe in Mexico that's different, but we don't beat our people up here. We're not supposed to.
Mexico's in North America, so North America is a continent. So you do have to do things the right way, and anywhere.
But Mexico doesn't go by the same rules that we do. We're the biggest democracy in the country, in the world, and we believe that we treat people humanely here.
No, I get that, and the thing is that when you come from a country that is not the U.S., you really see the blessing coming to a country that has freedom, a country that gives.
I completely agree with you, but you also see the way that you should not treat people. And I don't think people are protesting out here because they're upset that they believe that people should just come over illegally. I think they're upset because of the way that they are doing it and that they are not going through the people. If you want to come to Chicago and you want to bring in the National Guard, you have to talk to the local officials and get their approval. That's how it works here. And you cannot just pick someone up and say, I'm going to grab you, whether they are undocumented or not, or documented or not.
There's a way that you want to be treated correctly.
Right. So I think that's why people are protesting.
Yeah, and I agree with that, you know. That's good, and that applies anywhere. It doesn't matter what country, that applies everywhere. You want to be treated the way that you want to treat others.
Right. But if you come, you want to do it the proper way if you want to come over, right?
Exactly. And that's anywhere. So I think that also people need to understand that, because a lot of them have signs that said, no human is illegal. But once you enter the wrong way, doing it the proper way, you're breaking the law. And I think that we need to see both sides of it.
That's not a criminal act. And the president is a criminal, and he's in the highest office in the land. Coming over and being undocumented is not a criminal act. It does not deserve someone to be pushed to the ground and handcuffed. It's not. And so if you live, let me just tell you, I just said to be honest with you. If you come from a place like Mexico or whatever, you're from Mexico?
Yes.
If you come from a place like Mexico, you're right. We have amazing opportunities in this country. And the reason we have those is because we have a constitution where we treat people humanely, and we believe in immigration and people coming over. Not everybody comes over and they're going to do it the same way. Sometimes people come over under desperate situations and they need to get out, and we have to understand that. But the reason that we have all these things and that you love America is because people have due process. Is because we don't treat people inhumanely. It's because we don't beat people up. It's because we don't throw people in detention centers in horrible conditions. That's why you love America. If we did that, then we would be the same as the places people are coming from, looking for more freedoms and more opportunities.
I also see a dark side of it, though, because now you see cities like California, Chicago.
You mean Los Angeles? States like California.
Yes, exactly. States like California, with cities like Los Angeles and other parts of California, Chicago, and then you see Portland, and then you see all these other places where people are just breaking the law constantly, and they're just getting a slap on the wrist and send their way. And where's
it? Portland. There's no emergency. There's no crime in all of these cities that you're talking about. Crime is down.
Okay, when you
always have issues with crime in big cities.
When you see those videos on TV of people just going in stores and stealing merchandise and just running out with
That shouldn't happen, but what does that have to do with immigration?
What I'm saying is that it has to do a lot with immigration, because you are saying that crossing illegally is not a crime. They're not breaking the law. That's my thing. If you
not a crime.
Go to Japan and try to do it illegally, and I guarantee you're
We
going to
don't live in Japan. That's the thing.
Okay, but
Do you want to live under Japanese rule? That
No.
you're making my point. You don't want to live under a dictatorship.
What I'm trying to tell you is that America is heading that way, because we're only giving slaps on the wrist instead of enforcing the law.
So Don Lemon is over here spreading the big lie. He's speaking to a legal immigrant who agrees that America has the right to deport people and enforce its borders. But of course, what's Don Lemon lying about? He's saying, oh, it's actually not a crime to come into this country illegally. Wake up, Don Lemon. It is a federal crime. It is a misdemeanor to come into this country illegally. And then if you get deported and come in again, now it's a felony. And by the way, how many of these people who we round up, who end up being very violent criminals, have multiple deportations and have come back into the country every single time? And that's why we have to have enforced border laws to stop the reentries, to stop the people who want to keep coming back over and over and over again and breaking our laws and harming our citizens. But Don Lemon is going to try to present himself as being moderate on the situation. Of course, he's all for deportations, but you have to do it the right way. You have to, of course, go through due process and have a warrant. But here's the thing, Don Lemon, what does due process actually look like for illegal immigrants, right? It can, of course, mean getting a warrant, identifying somebody and going to arrest them. But more than likely, if ICE identifies someone they think is illegal, they can detain them for a reasonable amount of time and then verify whether or not they are here illegally in the country. That's the due process. And once they're collected and rounded up, what happens then? They receive due process. They receive those deportation orders. So Don Lemon, of course, doesn't know what the crap he's talking about. He's going to try to present himself as being humanitarian, as if we have to do this, the right way, according to who? To you, Don Lemon, or according to the law, which you basically say does not exist. And that, of course, is one of the great points that is being made by the legal immigrant here in this clip. She says that, yes, a whole bunch of these people are out here getting a slap on the wrist. And then what does that do? That encourages more bad behavior. It encourages more criminals to come into this country and take advantage of us because we're all so understanding. But of course, we all know that Don Lemon is simply just full of it, because he, along with the other Democrats, are against deportation of every kind. Because every single time we find someone, round them up and try to deport them, what's happening? Mass protests, upset in the media, Maryland father, right? These are the stories we hear time and time again, and they turn out to be anything but. So good on this lady for doing it the right way, and also for embracing America and the laws of this nation. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and say hi to your mom for me. Do you like t-shirts? Of course you do. And now you can support the channel by buying an Angry Teacher t-shirt designed by me, Angry Teacher. So if you like America, if you like freedom, if you like liberty, then go ahead and click the link in the description, where all designs, of course, are 100% mother approved. So enjoy yourself and find something you like today.